moist, sensuous, sensitive, deep vagina. So, vaginas. This wonderful, elastic, muscular passageway with soft, flexible lining that lubricates and provides sensation. The vagina is the uterus's escape hatch to the outside world. The vulva and labia form the entrance, and the cervix of the uterus protrudes into the vagina, forming the internal doorway that lets sperm in and babies and menstrual fluid out. The vagina receives a penis during heterosexual intercourse and can also receive a vibrating tool of joy when a man isn't available. The hymen is a thin membrane of tissue that surrounds and narrows the vaginal opening. It may be torn or ruptured by sexual activity or by exercise. It is also unfortunately used as a source of proving virginity or purity in some cultures, encouraging some women to undergo hymenoplasty to convince both their partners and family that they didn't get caughty having done the naughty before they got jointy. Vagina is typically between 7.5 centimeters and 15.3 centimeters in depth. That's 3 to 6 inches for you North American types. So all you guys bragging about your big trouser snakes, remember, if it's more than 6, it would be better that you're thick. During arousal, the body increases blood flow to the genitals, engorging the clitoris, which, if you want to know more about, please go and check out the sister video to this one over on Nervardia's channel, link in the description. What you may not know though, is that this extra blood flow is what lubricates the vagina. The vagina contains no glands for lubrication. Instead, blood pressure pushes fluid from the capillaries through intercellular gap junctions between the vaginal epithelial cells. This results in a vaginal lubricant that is mainly composed of water and very small proteins, which combine at the vaginal surface with dead cells to make a lubricant. Think about that, guys, next time you're doing the naughty with your girlfriend. As we get older, of course, our blood flow for lubrication decreases, so some women, usually postmenopausal, don't produce enough lubrication of their own, so artificial lubricants are needed. Hello, KY Jelly! Also, most trans women don't produce enough lubricant of their own and require the assistance of manufactured lubricants for comfortable intercourse. Also, while we're on the topic of trans women, what's the real difference between a trans woman's vagina and a cis woman's? Well, aside from the obvious, i.e. it's surgically constructed, and the aforementioned lubrication, not a whole hell of a lot. It's still a passageway into and out of the body. At one end there is a vulva and a labia, and while it may surprise some of you, there is also a fully functional clitoris, and damn is it functional! Of course, the other end doesn't usually end in a cervix, though there are some variations of the surgery that create an artificial cervix. Most neovaginas, that's the name for any vagina that is surgically created, are 4 to 8 inches deep, so well within the normal range. Also, a neovagina does need to be regularly stretched or dilated. This is because after any surgery, there is always going to be some scarring, and scar tissue constricts and reduces both the depth and elasticity of the vagina. This is actually the case for any surgically created vagina. And you may well say, well, why would any cis woman need a surgically created vagina? Well, believe it or not, this surgery happens more often with cis women than trans women. In fact, the surgeries that allowed for gender confirmation surgery were first pioneered on cis women, who for some reason, often cancer, had to have their vaginal passage removed. So if a trans woman's vagina isn't a real vagina, then neither are those vaginas of all those cis women who survived cancer of the vagina. Oh, by the way, seeing as how I put up this picture of a fish skin vagina, I'm sure everyone is already making the joke that at least it will smell correct. And you should know that up until about 9 months ago, this procedure was only performed on cis women. It has just recently become available to trans women and shows a lot of promise. The vagina created with this technique self-lubricates almost as well as a natural one and has significantly less risk of scarring and therefore requires less dilation. And while the technique is only a few years old, it already shows great promise for cancer survivors and trans women alike. Anyway, I hope you learned something today, and if you did, or didn't, please like and subscribe and ring that little bell. And if you want to find out more about the clitoris, please head on over to Nervardia's channel and check out her clitoris. Oh, sorry, I mean check out her clitoris video, the link is in the description. And please, if you do try other locations for your selfie stick, promise me that you'll try not to choke on it.